Welcome, everybody, to this LinkedIn Live for Women Leaders. Today, we have a topic that is very close to my heart. It is about from head to heart into communication. And I am here with one of the most amazing women that I know, and I'm very grateful to know her. This is Bea Palya joining me here, co-hosting this session, and she is the best person to do this with us. She has a heart of gold. She sings from the heart because she's a singer-songwriter. She is half gypsy. She sung her way into Carnegie Hall and a lot of other big theaters. She's extremely famous worldwide, not only as a singer, but also as a voice coach. And not a regular voice coach. She is helping, supporting women leaders, women entrepreneurs, women all over the world, unleashing their authentic voice. Welcome, Bea. I am thrilled to have you here.
So am
Amazing.
I. I'm so excited and thrilled, as you are saying. And you just put an expression, heart of gold, which is also in a song. I've been a miner for a heart of
Heart of
gold.
gold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we are
beautiful.
already singing.
Yes, we are already singing, which is when you meet Bea, it is impossible not to sing or not to be touched by her songs. So, welcome everybody. My name is Helena de Munk. I am a transformation guide for smart, conscious, and high achieving women, and I support you breaking through your inner glass ceiling and build unstoppable momentum. And you are here to learn more about communicating, about using your voice. And so we are very eager to watch your comments, your questions, your feedback below in the comment section. Also, if you are watching the replay, don't hesitate to put questions in the comment section. We will certainly connect with you because we can monitor that. Bea, let's start. Where would you like to start?
Yeah, first, I was checking my body sensations while you were talking, and I was listening to your voice because this is the very topic we will talk about it. So I like very much this velvet sound and also the melodiousness of your voice, and somehow it's soft, yet it's solid, yet it spreads some power, but not pushed power, which is many times for women leaders. I can hear that is somehow pushed, pushed, pushed over or pushed somehow avoiding this vulnerable place. And we go to this, I'm already doing it, this iron sound like a man. And
Yeah.
so I am much more for this melodiousness and somehow more colorful and resonant and confident and round sound in terms of sound and the talking, the curve, the sentences. So I like
Mm.
very much your the beginning of your introduction, and so
Thank
I was
you.
checking in with my body.
Awesome. I'm just checking because you probably saw me watching over there, but I just want to make sure that we can be seen and heard. So
Okay,
if the
please, yeah.
people that are live now would be so kind to let us know in the comments if they can hear us loud and clear. I will be checking the comments now and then just to make sure that everything is fine and that we also see questions or feedback. In the meantime, Bea, because every time that we have a LinkedIn Live for Women Leaders event, the week before that, I'm thinking and I'm writing an article on the topic. And it's a topic that is very relevant for me and also for my audience of smart, conscious, and high achieving women. Because I feel that we adapt and we adopt
Mm,
to the company culture, to corporate culture, to what we feel that is needed from us in still a highly masculine environment. And so we adapt also the way we speak and we try to leave out emotions. We
yes,
try to leave out the femininity
yeah.
of our voice because we feel or we think or we are afraid that people will think that we are weak or vulnerable or fragile if we use our voice the way that we were gifted with it. So, what's your opinion about that?
It's so beautiful what you share. And I myself, as a teacher, I hear that a lot from my clients that when I enter in a boardroom, when there's a lot at stake and people are nervous and oh, the conversation goes like that. And one of them, she was an HR woman. She said that I didn't even find the nanosecond when I can take the breath and say what I need to say because all this loudy. I don't want to say man because it can be any gender, but there is a lot at stake at a boardroom. And
Mhm.
even when I refer to men and male-dominated workplace, just for sure, I love men and I love to have conversation with men. But I think in order to have a dialogue, we need several voices. So we need to have the women's
Absolutely.
voices and the other voice. So not just shaking the head, no. So it's like we need to say our truth. My background is a musician background. I am a singer-songwriter, as you said in the beginning, and also a band leader of men. My band is consists of four beautiful musicians and men. They happen to be men. And many times in the songwriting process, I needed to give voice to my most vulnerable parts. And that's where I also had this idea as a topic to you for us to talk, because many times my greatest achievement as when a song was born in a beautiful circumstance is it was connected to the fact that I could sound out something which was very vulnerable. Like I said, hey guys, I don't know what's going on here, but I have tears when you play that. And when you play that, it makes my heart a little heavier, like things like that, which is very strange to hear for a musician. And I could really formulate my emotions into words. And it was like first the surprise: is she really saying that? Sometimes you have to name the most evident thing that you are thinking. I have tears in my eyes. They can see it, but I still say it. Guys, I have tears in my eyes when you play that song, especially around my divorce process. I have tears in my eyes when you say that about that song when my I was about to explain to my child that there are two houses from now on because we were separated with the man who is her father, and so we were writing a song about that. And when I said to my musicians, as you play that part, I have tears in my eyes and my heart went like boom. So please keep that part like it is. But the other part was too long. So I lost that feeling of connection towards my child. And the only thing I want to have from that song is to make the listener feel that the mother and the child is connected. So these kind of things. And it was very brave to do because I haven't done this before. It was like, I don't know, 6 years ago. And I was amazed by how much love and warmth I got from my male colleagues just
Mhm.
hearing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if we bring that to a corporate context, maybe it's not about what is really touching us, although depends on the topic. But
Yeah.
I think it is very important that we are able to be authentic
Yeah.
and that we are able to disclose what is our passion, what is our mission, what
Mhm.
is our vision. And if we bring that in our own way, and that is not a fragile or a weak way, but in our feminine way, then you add something to the conversation, but you also add something to the energy. And I think that we adopt too much what is systemic and structural, the way people communicate, the way a meeting is conducted, the way a negotiation is conducted. There's like unwritten or written rules on how to do that. And we
Yeah.
just follow them because they were written before we came into corporate world, before we came into entrepreneurial world. And we said, okay, these are the rules, so we follow them. And I said, no,
Yeah.
these rules are ready for revision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make
Love,
sense?
oh, a lot of sense. And I love you say that because I'm a big innovator and every innovator disturbs women.
Absolutely.
People who are listening to me, innovators are made to disturb what is so far. In order to make something new, you're gonna disturb. Take the courage. That's why I just told you this example with I have my tears in the songwriting room, but also in a boardroom or in a corporate place. You can always do a little bit more melodiousness that you would do normally, like instead of saying like monotony, like transferring knowledge from head to head, you can always
Mhm.
put some little music like songy thing. We're gonna play that in a minute, but you're gonna always
Yeah.
you can always add something more colorful like I am
Mhm.
doing now. You play with the pitch, you play with the pace, you play with the tempo, and most importantly, you play with silence. See?
Mm.
Also, I could
I
see
was
on
like, what?
your face.
What?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I could see on
Absolutely.
I could see on your face, Helena, that okay, is she forget? Is she forget what?
Mm.
No, I
Yeah.
don't. I did it on
Yeah,
purpose.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. You raise attention. Absolutely. And I do believe that if we want to have impact in a boardroom, in a meeting room with our teams, there's a lot to do about storytelling, which is amazing as a tool to get people committed, to get people engaged, to get people inspired. But if you start your story on a very flat tone and people are not connected with the voice and with how you bring it and how you create that energy, you have nothing.
I am already lost. It's
Yeah.
like, and I made a little rhyme to that to my students. I think you remember that high and low, fast and slow, soft and loud, break and sound, monotony. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, absolutely. So for the audience, I'm just going to tell you, it's not a secret, but I took one of Bea's programs, one of the programs that she is relaunching, by the way, in a couple of weeks. So we will make sure that the link is below here in the comments so you can have a look and you can enroll if you want to. And it's amazing. It is amazing what you learn and how you learn to use your voice, how you learn to open yourself. Basically, what you do, Bea, first we open our hearts and then we open our voices. Isn't that correct? That's what you do, isn't it?
yeah, and this is so nice that you can feel it. Usually, people, when they enter to the room, they feel it in the fifth minute. Like, oh my God, I never had so much resonance in my body, they say, after the first
Mhm.
exercise, because these exercises are based on this deep bodily experience I have and also the body mind heart connection. So, coming back to the corporate room, I think we are a little bit of blind walking in terms of how we use our voice because we really stay at a mental level. Like, I want to let you know from my head to head. Although, what happens in real life is that we connect on a body level, and the voice is a big part of this. So,
Mhm.
I think when you come to learn with me or with Helena as well, I think in my material, the own voice, like finding my own voice expression means a lot in a physical and in a symbolical level. And the two are deeply intertwined because you cannot talk about your own inner truth without having it said in the boardroom. You can have nice inner truth, maybe just if you're a writer, but it's very rare that we don't use our voice for communication. And the
Mhm.
other way around, if just do blah, 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 and you don't add anything which is your core essence words, and it's then you also lose something. And you like that, you maybe remember that quote from Hélène Cixous, the French philosopher, writer, feminist writer. She said, women will reconquer the body that was confiscated from her, the body that was the place of conflicts and inhibition. Reconquer your body so you can reconquer your breath, your truth. So she says, write
Give me
yourself. Yeah, I know. I can see. I can see. It's so beautiful, even visually,
goosebumps.
how your body changes as I say those words.
Mhm.
She adds, write yourself. Your body must be heard. Yeah, she's a writer, but I am a singer and a speaker. And I say, speak yourself. Furthermore, sing yourself. Your body must be heard. And so
Mm.
you see all the pace, all the rhythm, all the melody is changing as I speak, and the
Absolutely.
effect is changing. Helena, I can see you immediately, but you're so beautifully transparent in terms of emotions. It's so beautiful
I
to
know.
I love it. And everybody is.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think everybody is. But even that's the reason we go to concerts, because one
Mm.
want to take a deeper breath with the singer. We want to have this more loose joint as we hear the sound.
Mm.
Very same thing happens, you want it or not, but it does happen in a boardroom or in any stage of your life. It can be
Mm.
a fight with your partner or arguing with your teenager child, which I have a lot of time because I have an 11-year-old girl and a 7-year-old. So
Mm.
so it's happening, and
Yeah.
it's better to know that you have tools what to do in terms of physical voice, and of course owning your voice in a symbolical way is also something we work on during the course.
Absolutely. And in corporates, it's a golden rule. And basically, we all know that. We just forget it. People do not choose or do not decide with their heads. People decide and choose with their hearts.
Yeah.
So if you can address the hearts of people with your communication, with what you have to say, with your vision, with your purpose, with whatever you want to achieve with a team or with your children or with whoever is involved or with whatever stakeholder, if you cannot connect this head to heart, you will never be able to connect to the heart of the other people that you are communicating with. And if you cannot do that, they will not join or they will not follow, depending in what relationship you are. They will not commit, they will not engage, they will not choose for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And we forget that. We forget that way too often. Mm.
we have our beautiful coach Deborah Lindegren. She used to say, nobody can get more excited about your own work than yourself. So so be excited, be on fire, be on,
Mm.
walk your talk, live your mission. That I lately today I gave an interview about me giving back the voice to women, etc., etc., and I got tears because I still, after so many years of teaching, I still cannot talk about it without emotional emotions, and
Mhm.
I don't even want it because I love that. The more
Mhm.
I do that work, the more I got aligned with all these values and all this beautiful transformation I see on and on happening around me. So I think it's very important. But me, just a second ago, you were talking about talking from the heart. I pictured two of my famous, I don't know, role models as speakers. One is Chaplin in the film of Dictator. I don't know if you have
Mhm.
seen that. I don't know how come this image, but as I was looking at you and listening to what you say, I just pictured him as he turns his final speech into a love and peace
Mhm.
speech of humanity, one of the most beautiful I've ever heard. And the body language and the voice, the tone, the pitch, the movement with the body, the way he moves his head, and finally he got back straight and he got more and more power. I don't know if you know the story. It's a beautiful film. So just watch. I think it's on YouTube. And the other
Mhm.
thing is more recent. It was, I think Oprah was speaking in some ceremony, Grammy Award, and she said, "Your day is yet to come." And it was like,
Beautiful.
yeah, I was like, wow,
Mm.
wow, 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 wow. You don't even have to understand English. You understand the melody of it, the music of it,
Mhm.
the energy of it.
The
The
essence of it.
Oh, yeah. Another
Mm.
example is Marion Cotillard, the same thing in French. It was beautifully dancing like a song, a soft but very powerful song. Or the one and only Meryl Streep in the film of The Prada. She was talking like that.
Yeah.
That's all. And that was all she said. But it was like, you can go. That's
Mm.
and it was like this tiny voice, yet it was
Beautiful.
power. You don't have a one recipe how to take back your own flavor into what you
Mm.
say. There are many because you are Helena, I am Bea, and you are, I don't know, other colors and other resonance and other resonant space in your vocal apparatus. So you need to own that. But I think
Yes.
people, especially men too, they love emotions. They
Mhm.
just sometimes they cannot handle it, but they love it. So
Mm. Yeah.
sorry to
Beautiful. You mentioned all these different people, and I think this is maybe an interesting thing for the audience to go and watch these movies or these little parts of the movies that are available. One of my favorites, for example, is Barack Obama. I will put his link on the comments here below because, like you say, there are all these different people with their different voices, but me and you with one voice,
yeah.
we can also do so many different things. And
Mm,
so, if you are capable of assessing the situation and of assessing what is needed in that moment, what your child or your partner or your team member or your boss needs in
mm,
that moment, it's if you have this vocabulary of voices in a bag, like if you would have a bag all with golf clubs,
yeah.
you could say, okay, at this moment my voice should be soft and slow because I need to put the accent on something very important. Or you take another club and you say, yes, let's do this. Okay, everybody in. And I believe that we are not aware enough
Yeah.
about what we have, about all these clubs we have in our bag
Oh
that we
yeah.
can use. And we don't play with that enough. We,
I love that. Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
So what could we do as an exercise maybe for the audience to explore a little bit, to discover a little bit what they have inside that they might not be aware of, that or that they might be aware of but they don't dare to use, or they
Yes.
never thought of using it.
Yeah, and I love this metaphor of the golf bucket. I have another one, painting. So you are the painter of your own voice and you paint a
Mm,
picture and you go, let's put
love
some more
that.
red here and some more green here and yellow here. So what can we do? I liked very much this little exercise to go to the sweet spot in between singing and speaking. So my dear Helena, am I singing or speaking now?
Mm.
Am I? So, what we can do now, and maybe you can answer to me in the same way that you try to find that little sweet spot when you are neither speak, neither sing. So, what I have done, it's like I was playing exactly with the elements I mentioned before some minutes ago, soft and loud, volume, break and sound, the use of silence. I also used pitch, high and low, even when you talk. Not just when you sing, but even when you talk. Have you ever heard an Italian woman speaking like that? So, maybe you can answer to me. How was your day so far, my dear Helena?
Oh, my day was extremely busy actually, and I was thinking that I had a lot of time to prepare things and I didn't. And I think that everybody here is muted. Why don't they try just safely behind their computer with us doing these things and find joy in it?
Yes,
No?
yes, I love that way that your computer, your device is your best friend. So what you can do is as you listen to us, we can maybe give you 1 minute of silence. Is this a good idea, Helena?
Absolutely, Bea.
I Love it, absolutely. My beautiful listeners, you got 1 minute of self check in, let's say, for this game. Go to the extreme. And as you've heard, Helena, she was even in the first sentence, she was saying the word extreme. So, really go to the extreme. So, we stay silent for a minute and give you the chance to really play around with your voice. Even it sounds totally crazy, go for it. Here we go. Bella. This is my usual ringtone for those kind of exercise. So I don't know if we got any feedback on that, but I hope you had a chance to test your voice even when you speak and to
Absolutely. And you can do that at any time. Do it in the shower, do it when you make a walk, and breathe the oxygen and just
Mm.
use your voice. Try it when you walk your dog and see how he or she responds. That might be funny. But I was just checking. Yeah, I don't see any response yet. But let me see. I need my glasses for that. But Marina says that she loves to practice. That's very
Okay.
good. That is, we are sure that we are heard and seen. That's a good thing. And it is, I believe that a lot of people are a little bit shy to do this and they don't see basically practicing this and going in overdrive, exaggerating. That's not what we want you to do in a boardroom. That's
So
not what we want you to do with your partner or with your team. But it is about exploring all the variations that you can use and embody them. So if you need to use a certain way or a certain club or a certain color, like Bea says in the painting, you
yeah,
can because you have been practicing.
it's a
That's the
beautiful.
whole thing.
Yeah, it's beautiful that you mentioned. Of course, we don't want you to speak in the boardroom like that. But coming back to the metaphor of painting, if you want to have a little bit of pink somewhere, you need to know what red is and what white is because you make pink out of red and white, right? So if
Mhm.
you don't know what red looks like, then you cannot have the mixture with red and white in order to have the pink. So if you understand and follow the metaphor, in order to have this just this little color, maybe it's just a nanosecond of power in your voice, it's because
Mm,
you went there and then you came back and you just say no. See, so
mm.
maybe just that. So in order to know your voice, you have to go to the extreme. And I'm so happy, Elena, that we work together because you were so brave to go every possible direction in the
Why
extreme.
not? There's nothing to lose. Yeah. If we cannot do it, how can we ask it from our audience? Yeah.
And furthermore, it's very pleasurable
It
because
is.
yeah, because we didn't talk about that yet, but sounding out, it can be one of the best tool to multiply the feeling of joy in your body. So
Yeah.
also this is really a little practice. Imagine your best friend or your lover and you just hug this person without a sound. But then the second time you really sound out as you hug this person.
Ah.
Right.
Mm,
Even visually it's
absolutely.
so beautiful, but also if you just listen to us, you've heard Helena's
Mm,
beautiful sound. So it can really double or 10x your pleasure, which is, I
mm,
think, in life is short, where we are in, I don't know, in the second half of our lives. And it's just too short to not to have enough pleasure because that's what makes
mm.
us alive. And so I think
Abs-
this is also an aspect of sounding out fully and in a round way that you test out how much pleasure your body can take in.
mhm. Yeah. And all these sounds, not only the voices, but the sounds in general, they give your body a vibration. And I am convinced that these vibrations are also an extremely good form of self-care
Mm.
because we are so stressed and everything. And then you can, of course, you can turn some music when you feel stressed and you say, okay, I want to calm down or I want something uplifting. You can turn some music. But if you sing, you go into another dimension. And I think not only going from head to heart in the boardroom, but also going from head to heart, I would say in the car when you're driving from the office or from your client or from whatever you were doing that was very stressful and that sometimes depletes you. When you drive to home, try singing a little bit and you will just turn around the cells in your body. Do you agree, Bea? Is that that's something that I experience?
So
Because you
much.
start smiling and you have the vibrations. If you pay attention to it, even when you speak, you feel vibrations.
It
So
feels, yeah, it feels like there is so much connection between us because you were reading your mind, my mind, because I was about to go to that direction first.
tell
Give,
more.
yeah, giving this invitation to make sustainable vocal warm up or singing, easy singing, first in a car, as Helena says, second in a shower, three in the toilet. So before you go to, I need to have a little makeup and a little bit of sounding out. And the second thing I wanted to say to you, and this is lately a big, beautiful success of me as a teacher, that I don't know, Helena, we did with you this exercise just, I'm Bea and I'm here. And after a long sound, so whenever someone says something to me and we work a little bit of a one-on-one process in a group coaching, she or he finished like that. I'm Bea and I'm here. And two more. I'm Bea and I'm here. One more time. You are and you're here. And I have clients with difficult conditions, and they just got back to me yesterday, two of them. I really could regulate myself with this exercise more than ever, although there were like so many tools I tried, never worked. This one works. Why? Because it's also a message to your mind that you are you and you are here. And I think good communication is the art of presence.
Absolutely.
How much and how sharpened your presence is, and how heightened your presence and your being of here and now is. And the other thing is that with the sound, you go back to your body. Like you can imagine an axle, like a stovepipe in the middle of your body, and you go back there. And instead of the head can be very heavy, our thoughts can be very fast, like the squirrel. And in a second, you just calm yourself and you soothe yourself with your own voice. So maybe we can also try that one out. I just did it. Helena, you can try it out. And then we give a little, I don't know, 50 seconds to our listeners to do that. So the thing is, again, the algorithm is I am Bea and I'm here. And 3 times you repeat it. So your name, that you are here, and
I'm Helena and I'm here. I'm Helena and I'm here. I'm Helena and I'm here.
for I don't know.
Yes. Let's invite them to do that. Let's give them like half a minute or 40 seconds.
Exactly.
Yes.
30
Yes.
seconds.
It's your turn.
Sing, my sister, sing, let your voice
Voice
be
be
heard.
heard.
What won't kill you will
Will
make you.
make you strong.
So sing this.
My sister,
Sing, my sister, sing,
sing.
sing, sing, my sister, sing.
Oh my gosh, if somebody would have told me like only a year ago I would be singing on camera publicly, I would say, no way.
Then you met this crazy woman here.
And then I met Bea. No, it's not only, of course, this is a very big factor, but you know what? A lot of the sessions that we have online, they're about information. We are explaining you concepts, and we are also explaining you why it is relevant and important and what impact it has and things like that. And you listen as you listen, and probably you understand, probably you agree, and that's it. You don't do anything with it because then you close the session and you go back to work or you go watch Netflix or you have to prepare dinner or whatever it is that you do after this session, and that's it. But what we try to do, and I really appreciate that, Bea, is to get you in the concept, to be experimental, to do it and to experience it. And to when I did this, you feel the vibrations in your body and you also consciously breathe out, you exhale longer than you normally should, which is calming you down. So there's so many also physiological things happening that we can explain, but if we don't try them, You don't know what it is, and you will not be tempted to do it again. So I hope with the things that Bea gives you here, that you're also tempted to try these, like she says, in the bathroom, in the car, when you walk your dog, whatever. Yeah.
Let me share another vulnerable thing that just happened with me, to me, while you were doing your exercise. And my dear listeners, we are completely improvising. Well, we have an ocean large, wide material to teach and to talk, but what happened the here and now, in the here and now, that Helena, when you did your exercise, I think you saw it, I got tears in my eyes. So this heightened energy that you say with your words and then you support it with an that you are you and you are here, no person can resist to that,
Mm.
starting by your own person. So it's a message to yourself that you are you and you are here and and when, of course, in the boardroom maybe you don't have time to do that, but before you do a very important presentation or before you do something, a big meeting, a very important, I don't know, negotiation, you go to the bathroom by saying, I just need to fix my makeup. And you say in the mirror, Bea, I'm Bea and I'm here. Ah, and
Mm.
just check out what happens with your body. And this will be so determined how you are received by the others who are in the room. It's, and as Helena says, I like very much your comment that if someone says to you that a year ago you're gonna sing on camera, are you
Are
crazy?
you kidding me?
Yeah. And now you are doing it because it's just,
Because of you. Yeah.
yeah, you did it a lot, that song. And also it's because you got a body experience of how much joy and how much energy these little four lines can give to you. I think, yeah, we can go on and on with exercises, but I just also shared this physical felt sense, my tears and my I don't know, as you said, I kind of I said it with you.
Mm. Yeah.
And if you sound out in a round, consistent, confident, resonant way, your listeners somehow recreate the same qualities in their bodies. And so it becomes a very deep connection. And yeah, originally we
Mm.
are talking about voice and vulnerability. This, Helena, what we just did, it was one of the most vulnerable thing we have ever done on camera together, although we have track record.
Yet. Wait.
But this was so beautiful.
Mm.
And the only thing you said is your name, that you're here, and but your whole being was in that sound.
Mm.
And again, I have tears in my eyes. I got so emotional. If only that I could give to the beautiful women leader who are caring and connecting and taking
Mm.
care of the people they are working with, and they have a mission and a vision. If only that I could give to my women and to my tribe and to my circle and to your women, Helena.
Mm.
I think we can go tomorrow and bye.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it is so important to understand that if you can connect at heart level, at soul level, even in a professional context, you can achieve so much more because you are sharing that mission. You are able to bring not only in words, but also in energy, in essence, you are able to convey that. And people do not have to make an effort to step into that. And also, you are role modeling because if there's a lot of energy in the room, if there's also negative energy in the room, and you are capable of um, absorbing somehow that energy and shifting it with your voice, other people will mirror you. And you will have that impact, and you will be role modeling how you can have a conversation in a different way or at a different level. So do not underestimate absolutely the impact of this awareness and also the capability to do this.
Mm,
Do not think that it is about being vulnerable, about be well, yeah, it is about being vulnerable. It is not about being weak. It is not about being feminine or fragile. It is about adding feminine qualities to an already existing context or setting or situation. It's not replacing, it is adding and sometimes absorbing because it's my feeling, it's my visuals to overcome energies that I hear in conversations, that I hear in political messages, that I hear in community messages. They're not okay. Let's add a little bit of our power there. Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, the word that comes to me is alchemy, which
Mm.
is just as, and I don't want to talk about that topic, although it's one of my favorite, your sexual power and sexuality.
We
Uh,
do another session about
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
it's another session. No, I don't want to go into it, but I'm just doing this parallel thing that your voice has the same alchemy power. So you can absorb the negative energy and turn into something positive.
Mhm.
And the tool many times is that validate the other who is spreading this negative energy. I hear you saying that, and I it's totally valid, and I hear every word you say. You are saying that we are not agreeing on the numbers of investment, I don't know, blah blah blah. You are saying that we are not agreeing on the numbers. You're right. I totally hear you, and it's valid that you say. And what I would like to add, as you say, so you can always, communication wise, you can always validate the your partner
Mhm.
by saying and mirroring back what this person said, and then you add your own thing.
Mhm.
Many times people repeating and shouting and spreading negative energy while talking, it's because they have the feeling that they are not heard. In other words, these actions are a cry for love, of course, packed into very serious topics like numbers. And I'm so sorry to say that, but I just see it on and on.
Mm.
And I have a, I also work with women in the corporate world and politics and everything. So what we do is that we use some melodies and we put all this content on those melodies.
Yeah.
It's so funny. First, we are like dying of laughter because it's really funny. And then what happens is that this topic, which is originally maybe further from the person who talks about it in a board meeting room, it becomes somehow more alive because all of a sudden it becomes more, I don't know, melodiousness, more melody or more resonance, as because she remembers back how we were singing about, oh my god, recruitment rules, all these funny things. I don't know, I don't have this, but you probably have more these corporate
Mhm.
messages and topics in your head. But you can always take a melody, like here's this one. As I went down in a river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, tomorrow we have a board meeting. I don't know what to say, and I can improvise on that little melody. And then you can put your funny, it will be really a fun exercise. You have to have a little bit of a courage to put your dry, very serious topic to sing. But the next day when you go to the boardroom, you're gonna remember, your body gonna remember, oh my god, I can
Absolutely.
also sing this beautiful topic. And
I
somehow,
love that.
and then
Mm.
the shine in your eyes changes. Your people somehow feel better. What is this woman doing here with this
Mm.
very boring
Yeah.
topic? She's not.
But you're massaging the words, don't you? If you put them into a melody that you would not expect to
Yeah,
be the melody for this kind of words or this kind of message, you're like adding energy and adding form to these words and to these messages. And I think that's a very good idea. I
yeah,
think that's a very good idea. Yeah.
yeah. And also because you can feel sometimes if you work in a corporate world that the very topic, the very word that you are saying is somehow not heartfully connected to your body, but you can
Hmm.
make that connection happen via your sound.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
works. I have seen really amazing transformations just by doing that other
Mm.
exercise,
Mm.
putting
Yeah.
your serious topic on a beautiful melody. And then next day you go on and it's somehow much more alive.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have been able to bring it in a completely non-conformist context.
Yeah.
And you have, by doing that, you connect with these words and with this message in a different way, and you somehow embody it in a different way. So I can only imagine the impact it must have. I will try this. I
Please,
like this concept. I will try this.
please do.
Absolutely.
This is
Yeah, an
really
open invitation also to the audience to try this. And if you try this, we would both love to see in the comments what is the impact of that. That would be amazing. Just to share with us, but also with other people, because that way you encourage other people that watch the replays later to do so too. Because it's not only our experience, it's also your experience that matters in order to build the fundaments to do this.
mm.
Yeah.
I like so much that you invite people to do things, and I really encourage you to try out those things. And this is a kind of a beautiful advantage of technology that we don't see you, we don't hear you, so you are by yourself. So you can be more crazier, you can go more to the extreme that you would go if we would see you or hear you. And this is also freedom. So use your device as a good friend and play around with those exercises. And you mentioned already, Helena, but I'm really someone who is a person who is learning things by doing it. And also, everything I teach is based on my bodily experience because I'm habitant of the queendom of the voice since 40 years. So, voice, I know. Voice, I don't say I only know, but this is the area that I know best. So, everything I teach is ran through my body. And of
Mm.
course, I had the feedback from my students, but I'm really curious what is the result if you do those exercises, because I'm constantly asking for feedback from my students. And now in my year-long program in Hungary, after 2 weeks, oh my god, I couldn't believe all the feedback. My voice changed just 10 minutes of vocalization, and it's so different. And I keep singing in a car and in a shower, and it's a huge difference. And somehow people listen to me in a different way. Oh,
Mm. Absolutely. Yeah. Also, your exercises to open your throat and your mouth, the exercises that we did and that you probably always do during the program. Basically, I believe you should do these exercises every morning when you start having your conversations on the phone or on Zoom or in the meeting room or whatever, because it's like creating space
yeah.
and creating more possibility for resonance, not only the physical resonance, but also the energetic resonance. So that's also a very valuable thing that you teach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you are referring to the horse honey apple sequence,
exactly.
which is an opening for the vocal apparatus. And just a little bit of explanation that I like to work with internal images. And the way you work with internal images is that you picture those things like horse, honey, apple in your mind's eye, and you don't let it go, and you let your body follow the image. And it's the best way to educate the body parts. And another thing is that here in the place of the throat, you imagine having the beautiful nothingness, because what's in there, it's space. So in space there's nothing but air. But if you have the nothingness here, you can create something with it if you're willing to move your muscles around it in an open way. So this way, when we imagine that we put an apple in our throat and open it, and then you say ah, my student starts to really have a physical feeling about how big the space in their throat and how little you use. So when you put the apple, your imaginary apple, you really open and open, physically open, because you want to follow the image. Open, you're probably gonna yawn, and then you have this feeling of, oh my god, I have Carnegie Hall in my throat. And so people start to use that, because many times these limitations, that I don't want to open my lips, or I don't want to be too much, I don't want to be too loud, too sexy with my voice, too emotional, too weak, and etc., etc., is connected to certain closing of body parts. And
Yeah,
in my course, we open all these parts.
beautiful. Bea, we have a couple of minutes left. I see that some people joined us additionally. So thank you and welcome. And be aware that the recording of this session is on this page in a couple of minutes after that we finished. And I really can recommend it. I have a question here from Marina, and she asks, what are some examples when using techniques helped you make an impact or a difference?
Oh,
Can you maybe from your own experience or experience with clients that using these techniques really made a difference? What
yeah.
stories can we bring here?
Thank you, Marina, for the question. So I can tell you right away one of my experience, which is me as a Hungarian gypsy woman going globally and start to teach voice work. So Marina and everything who listens to me and to us, I can't tell you how fearful I was. I was shocked. I in deep angst. Who am I to teach people in English songs and voice work? The voice I know, but I wasn't sure about the level of my English because, of course, I have a good English, but I have a better Hungarian because I'm a Hungarian singer-songwriter. So, Marina, is a story for you. With my beautiful mentor, Maris Murgatroyd, we got this exercise that we need to write our origin story. And so I did, but I was still so fearful that I don't have enough words, enough color in the storytelling line. Is this good enough? I was checking the vocabulary. But when I presented it, I know that at some place I'm really an expert, which is the voice. Somehow, all these techniques, I used all of it. So when I felt that this sentence in English is not colorful enough or not rich enough, I can always add something with my voice. So I did. And
Mm.
what I got is my mentor crying, and not just her, but all my classmates. And so this is really thanks to all
Mm.
these voice techniques I used. So because my energy went through the cameras, through my voice. I might not be perfect in English as a storyteller, but I'm a great voice person. So it really maybe it helps you, Marina, to overcome. Maybe you are not an English speaker, woman neither, and you are working in English. It might be the case. So please use your energy. Remember the words of Elan Sixu, this beautiful quote I said half an hour earlier, that your body must be heard. Don't worry about your words, the meaning of your words. Be there with your voice, with your energy. Paint this picture of your voice and don't worry about how rich your vocabulary is because your voice will make the bridge.
Mm. Beautiful. I would like to add, Marina, if you master your voice and if you master the techniques that Bea can teach you and that she already so generously shared with us today in this session, you will feel more confident and you will be more with yourself and with your heart and with your essence.
Mm.
And if, for example, there's a conversation or there's a negotiation or there's a meeting and things run a little bit negative or bad, if you stay with yourself,
Mhm.
if you stay with your voice, if you can use these intonations and power and softer, because when you speak softly, people need to pay more attention to listen to you. So they will lean to you in order to understand what you say. Or if you use silence, not only to think about what you will say, but really intentional using silence so people can land a little bit. So there's so many things that you can try out. And don't try this in a very important big meeting or a public speaking for the first time, but try this with your partner or
Yeah.
with your child or with
Oh,
a friend or with a colleague you trust. Yeah.
sorry. Just the silence in itself, it's a so big tool because many times people are afraid of silence. Like, when there's silence, like even 1 second longer, there's this, what's next? Okay, let's fill this gap up with some sound. And you don't have to just practice being silent with your partner. Or I don't know if you are talker of you if you are on the other side that maybe you don't say your own truth. Just practice the silence on purpose. It's
Mm,
my own decision to shut up my mouth when I
amazing.
but when I
Does that
want.
help you, Marina? Is that something that can help you? And please feel free to ask these kind of questions, even if you watch the replay, because we will certainly come back to you with our answers and our advice. I'm just going to check the the chat here and the comments. By the way, Bea, Marina also said that these exercises, and I think it's the exercise that you made me do, is very calming,
Oh,
brings me to my body, she
yeah.
says. Thank you for that feedback,
Thank
Marina. Absolutely.
you. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
beautiful. Thank you for your explanation and for your answer. Yeah. Awesome. I think we are almost on the top of the hour, and you have shared with us so much beautiful nuggets and little practices that everybody can do. I really encourage everybody to try it. Also, I would encourage, and I was on the first row, so I can say this. I would encourage you to explore what Bea has to offer you if you feel that your voice makes a difference. And I can tell you, your voice makes a difference.
Yes.
Then just see what she has to offer. And Bea, you have some free things in the next couple of weeks. I will put the links in the comments here below. And you have a program launching February, March?
February 20. So let me just explain this very shortly. So, my Unleashing Your Authentic Feminine Voice for Power and Impact course runs again from February 20. So, in a month, we start. And it's a 6 week long program online. So we have 7 live sessions and we have one-on-one processes with me in between, which is one of the great value of that program. And I like to give more. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna teach my free workshop, voice workshop series before. So it starts next Tuesday, which is January 30, and 3 consecutive Tuesdays from 8:30 p.m. TET I teach these voice workshops when you can have a free experience about what is on a body level working with me and with this circle of people. So we drop the links under the video.
Yes, Bea, you can drop these links absolutely in the comments. I would drop one link per comment so people know what is the link for your program and what is the link for the 3 sessions that you do. And just try. I think you cannot have missed the energy that we had together here. And I really hope, although technology, it's not so easy, but I really hope we were able to bring that energy on your body and into your room and into your computer, spreading out the camera and the speakers and whatever it is. And just join. If you are live in a live session with Bea, I can guarantee you it's an experience you will never forget. I can tell you that. And so I encourage you to try out these sessions. I will take some of these just for fun because I just love it. Not all of them because I have some other commitments, but just do it and see where your voice is bringing you and know that your voice can bring you very far for Bea, even in Carnegie Hall and a lot further. Thank you so much, my lovely dear Bea. You are so generous. You are amazing. I love what you teach. I learn what you teach, and it helps me also to bring my message to my audience. And we will do this again. And I think I will take you on that deal to do another session on
Okay.
this femininity. So thank you so much for being here with us. Also for the audience, thank you so much. Please keep trying, keep doing these exercises wherever you are, and you will feel the impact and probably maybe one day also us because there's a ripple effect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. I also felt very much filled up energetically in my body, and really, we got to the vulnerable places and we use our voice in a lot of different ways. And if we did so, I think all the listeners did so. So, thank you so much, Helena. Thank you again.
Bye bye.